Hello, everyone. Hopefully, everybody's doing great. Happy Thursday. Well, everyone, I just wanna wish you a fantastic Friday, beforehand, and a fantastic weekend. So, welcome the first few days of the month of November. If you're Hispanic or Latino, you already celebrated Dia de los Muertos today. So, happy Dia de los Muertos for everybody that celebrates it. And let's get started. We have Bruno right here to the right of us. We have Irina. We have Kara. And today's topic is going to be led by me. I'm super excited. Today is debunking the myth of if you can use AI for social media. Is it good? Is it bad? Because I'm pretty sure all of you have heard many things online. So if you have questions, please feel free to write them down. We'll do our best to reply to all the questions you may have. So on the meantime, let me go ahead and get my screen up and running. And while I do that, I want to ask the people here, and you can go in any order. There's not gonna be. Please, let's be disorganized for once, because I know you like guys like order. I don't. I like the disorder, or I like to be the person that promotes it at least. All right. So, does any of you use any AI currently? Just yes or no? Yes.
Yeah.
Very quiet people. Yes. You can all say yes.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So that's good. That's good. So, how's been your relationship with your AI so far? Let's start with Bruno because he was the first one that spoke up.
It's so amazing. God.
You
Thank
like it?
God. I love
Awesome.
it. Thank God. Thank
Awesome.
God for
Awesome.
ChatGPT, man. Like Jesus. It saves us so much time. It saves us so much time. So much time. I swear, like, honestly.
Yeah.
You literally type it
And
like you are a world-class writer. Write me this. Thank you.
awesome. Irina, how
All
about you?
right.
Yeah. Also, ChatGPT is my go-to, and there are a lot of tools. I use also Opus Clip for clipping the videos. Perfect. It just gives it just does the clipping like in a few minutes, and
Mhm.
everything is ready for the shorts.
Nice. And how about you, Kara? Have you had the pleasure working with AI? Or
Oh,
learning
yes, I
with
work with it. I don't know that I'm leveraging it yet, but I am absolutely working with it. I just got a prompt creator prompt. So now I put in my prompt creator and tell it what I want, and it creates the prompt, and then it gives me the answer, which I love.
ChatGPT? That's the best. That is awesome. So let's go over some of this. Social media, myth or reality? Well, I say myth because there's a lot of people that don't even want to touch it. They just know they have heard that it's out there, but they don't want to even see if it's happening. And yes, it is a reality. Little by little, we're gonna be moving towards using more AI, not only for social media, but like we just heard Irina for cutting clips, or ChatGPT to create information, or Kara's tool as well. So it's something that we are not gonna be able to avoid. But there's a couple of things that we should start thinking about. So the first thing is this a blessing or a curse? Is this something that has come to really help us, or is there anything that we don't know yet that we should be worried about? So I'm gonna start with the question of, for you guys, is there anything that worries you about AI?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, let's go with Bruno.
I mean, right now AI is completely inoffensive, but like maybe in 50, 60 years, maybe even less. I'm not quite sure. But when AI are able to get consciousness and they can think for themselves, yes, well, it's a good
Well,
way for human beings to be immortal, right? Because if you can
well,
extract somebody's soul into a robot, right, you never die, right? But at the same time, it's just one of those things where, like, I mean, like right now it's completely inoffensive. It's just like a program. You code it,
okay.
right, and it gives you
Let me
whatever.
tell you a
But
little story, and I always forget this super rich affluent place in by the Arab sites. Dubai, 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 Dubai. Dubai has a museum for the science, and they had two bots that they have artificial intelligence. They started them up. I don't know if you've seen this story, but you can look it up. It's a real story, and this happened already back in 2008 or 2023. They turned on the bots. Everything was working good. And then in just a few days, they developed their own alphabet, their own language, and they had to unplug the machines because they didn't know what they were doing. Like the
Ooh.
people that created them got scared of whatever they were doing and had to unplug them. And they're displayed in the museum in Dubai. So how about you, Kara?
That's where my fear comes. Like, I'm not worried about the AI. I'm worried that it's learning from us. And there's a lot of people I don't
Well, I was born in '86, so Facebook was not there. So everything that I did, there's no records of it.
Yeah.
How about you, Irina?
I'm very positive about it. It's there for the reason, and it's there to help us save the time and a lot of headache. And it actually helps a lot for the entrepreneurs to make our job easier and speed it up. And as long as we are the ones with the brains, still we are irreplaceable. So, especially like in our fields, when we have to talk to the people, when we have to guide them, it's still our job because AI cannot do that yet.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
At least
And
not yet.
right, and I believe we just have to be less resistant and accept because at some point everybody has to learn how to navigate these different tools, no matter how they might not like it at this point. It just to be together with the with the time of innovations and technology, we have to be able to learn new skills, and that's exactly what this is all about. Like, continue learning. Our entire life is the learning process, learning and growing with that.
That is right. That is right. And at one point or another, we're all gonna have to play with it, one way or another. And I tell you that because when I was little, we took a class which we used to carry the typewriter to the class. I mean, now typewriters don't exist.
Mm.
So it's gonna happen at one point or another. So so let's see. Now let's figure out if it's good or not. And this actually, it's gonna be your opinion. I'm gonna fill you with information with some of the facts and what's going on. So let's unravel the mystique and let's go behind what's going on with social media and AI. So artificial intelligence is a powerhouse. It just allows us to make everything so much easier, better, faster, and that's one thing. As business owners, we need to connect with the most people possible, because at the end of the day, all businesses, I don't care what business, is laws of average. How many people you can touch in a day, how many people you can close in a day, is all numbers. So now that we have social media on the palm of our hands, and I say the palm of our hands because most people, I wouldn't say all people, but most people have a smartphone, right? There's a few people far in between that have a flip phone. They don't want to hear anything about anything else. There's still people like that, but most people have a smartphone, and most people now, as we heard, has ChatGPT on their phone, and you can, with different prompts and different things, you can get it to auto respond your messages. You can get it to check your email. There's so many things that you can get it to do if you know how to work it properly. So the good thing about it is the AI is in constant learning from our behavior, analyzing our habits and preference, and adapting to our needs and desires. So as we mentioned a second ago, is gonna at one point or another AI is gonna know us better than we know ourselves because the AI doesn't have that feeling factor that we do have. So it's gonna start working much better for people that have those really tough decisions of what they're gonna eat, what they're gonna wear, what they're gonna do, who they're gonna hang out with. And although they seem like very simple everyday questions, believe it or not, there's gonna be people asking ChatGPT who or what are they gonna do for that day. Because I don't know how is it in other states. I live in the state of Florida. Okay. And in the state of Florida, although it's one of the most, if not the most beautiful state in the whole United States, okay, and nobody will change my mind.
I'm fighting words up here in the Pacific Northwest. Let's go.
Don't worry. Whenever you come and visit, 2 weeks you'll never go back up. So the thing is that a lot of people are lonely. There's a lot of elderly people that don't have anybody to talk with. And that, I don't know if you've seen, there are websites where you can rent a friend. It's sad, but they do exist. And guess what? People that don't have the money, what they're going to resort to. Because I kid you not, you see part of my setup right here for my computer. But because I'm lazy or sometimes I'm just typing something else, I connected my microphone to my ChatGPT so I don't even have to write. And now ChatGPT, because I'm usually typing or doing something else, it even reads whatever it replies to me. So I don't even have to type anymore. So people that are lonely, if they become a little more tech savvy, they can start doing that just for fun, which is not good. And we're going to see that in a second because social media has become a part of our day-to-day basis. There's people that wake up and the first thing that they do is they check their social media. They check how many likes they have. So let's go ahead and get started. In a minute, I'm gonna be asking Carol because there's a question that I reserved just for you, and it's coming back up. And although this is beautiful, it does have its pitfalls, and there's compromises. So here are some of the situations or compromises that are happening right now. Number one, your risks start with your content, with your personal information. It's going to be shared across all these platforms. Remember, they're learning from each other. The more access you give them, the more information it knows about you. The issue is that because ChatGPT or all the other AIs are kind of smart, they're not 100% smart, there's going to be a spread of a lot of misinformation or fake news just because it's not taking, the system is not understanding fully, and it's going to put at the best of its ability. And as Irina was saying a minute ago, you have to have in mind that there has to be somebody with brains behind it reading and making sure that whatever is happening is true. So I'm going to leave it there for a minute. We're going to go for a short break, and I'll be right back. So we'll keep going in a second.
Are you ready to meet the most important person in your life? Are you ready to have the date with yourself? How about learning what you're all about and what are your heart desires? For that, I invite you for my interactive workshop, Meet and Greet Your True Self, where you tap into your potential and understand what exactly you would like to create in your life.
Hi, I'm Kara Jean of Taking Care of Business. And what I know and what we do is we support you where you are with what you need. Because if you take care of you, then it's easier to take care of your people, and they're going to take care of your business. If that sounds interesting, come check us out at www.takingcarabusiness.com.
Do you want to learn how to dance salsa and bachata? Well, now's your chance. We have 2 locations in Lake Worth and Commercial Boulevard in Florida. The first class is complimentary. All you have to do is sign up now. All right. Welcome back. Thank you for hanging out with us. But here's the part that I wanted to go over. So, as you know, there's people that have become addicts to social media because of the levels of dopamine and the good things that it brings to our body every time we see it. And that leads us to have, in some cases, some negative impacts on our mental health. So for that, I would like to ask Kara if she can share a little bit of the issues that happen with people that are affected by not having enough likes. Sounds dumb. Sounds very like if seriously you're sad because you just didn't get a like. But what happens is there's a lot of chemicals that our body releases, and for that I'm gonna have Kara explain.
Hormone soup. Yeah, you know I love talking about this. Absolutely. So we are trained and programmed for generations to look for outside validation. It's how we confirm that what we are doing inside is correct, right? So in meat suit terms, we are the center of our own universe, 100%. We're not the center of the universe. That's a collaborative thing. So as we are navigating our meat suit universe, in a universe full of meat suits, we use those other meat suits as a reflection on what we are doing. It's a survival tool since cave people periods, right? Like literally how we are built. With the ad in social media, though, we now compare our behind the scenes to everyone else's highlight reel and somehow internalize something happening on social media as though it were actually happening to us because we've been trained for that outside validation. And we really, especially with the addition of this AI, it can go either way. Either it can send us further down that rabbit hole, or we can use it to leverage out of that, because you can ask mental health questions of your AI. You can ask it about the hormone soup, the dopamine, and the oxytocin that you're getting from social media. And you can literally ask your AI, where else could I get that?
Mm-hmm. That is true. So every time you reach a social media platform or you use AI, you always have to be mindful of, as you just heard, the health effects that could happen if you get addicted to all those likes and positive emotions, and also prioritize your privacy and safety. I don't know if you guys have heard, and I'm trying to remember because I saw it on a video very briefly, like maybe a month ago, that there are people in the cybersecurity world that if you take a picture anywhere in the world, in the middle of the street, they can actually pinpoint with just 3 to 5 meter offset of the real location distance. How scary is that? One of these guys was actually explaining that they look at shadows, stores, they look at colors on posts, on light posts. I did not know that certain countries in Europe, the posts have a specific color. And same thing with lines on other place of the world. I'm like, oh my god! And that's how they can figure out where you live, what you do. They can, from behind their computer, stalk you and recreate without any artificial intelligence. Imagine what they can do if they train an artificial intelligence. Without artificial intelligence, they can figure out what your schedule like on the week to week based on what posts you bring up, what information you share about yourself. So it's crazy what can be done. Like everything, I think every creation in the world is beautiful and is perfect depending upon how you use it. Okay. So let's go on some facts about social media and AI. I'm going to go ahead and share the links for you guys because I want you to be able to have something tangible on what are the real risks, because we all know how good it can do to us or for our business if properly used. But let's talk about the real risks about AI. So the first one, it comes from the International Association of Privacy Professionals. Okay, this, I didn't know this place even existed until recently. They're the ones who measure how vulnerable is your information depending upon the country you are. Isn't that awesome? So I'm gonna share the link so you can check it out at your own time. I'm gonna do a brief summary in a second. Give me a second. There you go. That's the first one. Second one is loading. Okay. So I'm gonna take this away for a second because covering Bruno. But what they're saying here is that it's just absolutely crazy how much information it can be shared on the framework of AI. Because think about it. Whenever we have, I don't know if you guys have heard of Copy AI or Jasper, which are very much like ChatGPT. It's not a big difference. But there are other social media AIs specifically made for posting and figuring out what is the algorithm of the people that are watching you. They get to the point of knowing what kind of soup they had that morning, because they really gather everything they post. And we all know people that, hey, I'm eating this, hey, I'm at this location, hey. So they really go way beyond the regular digital marketing kind of research that we do to target people, just because it has full free access to your phone. And what do you do? The next one is one that I'm not too crazy about, just because, and I say not too crazy because we already have mentioned that there's a lot of vulnerabilities on AI. And here's the link, so you can go ahead and check it out. This is a study made by a senior manager at a cybersecurity projects company. And he did a research upon how fragile are the systems when it comes to your personal information inside of an AI software. While there are very good companies that protect your security, AI is still vulnerable because they need to reach so many places. And when you're dealing with social media, we all know that to run a business, not for the personal use, but to run a business, you need multiple social medias. You need Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Pinterest. So you're really sharing all that information on all those platforms. And guess what? Since your phone is connected to your AI at one point or another, they have your location. They have everything you do. And the last one, which I'm trying to reopen the link. I don't know why it's not opening. But the last one I really loved, because, and I just copied the most important part of it, which is that Geoffrey Hinton. I don't know if you guys know him, but he is considered the godfather of AI. He is the one who implemented or created the first few frameworks of AI while he was working for Google. Recently, he resigned from Google, just seeing how scary AI can get, and now is trying to work towards telling people to be more careful, not to not use it. He's not trying to scare people, but trying to be careful on how they use it and how much information you give it. I don't know what he has seen that has scared him so much to resign from Google immediately when he asked for the project to be held. So just imagine if the creator just decided to say, you know what, this is crazy, I'm leaving. That's too much. So far up to there, anybody has any questions? Because I know some of us use AI for business. No, everybody good?
Yeah.
All right. So now let's talk about the positive. There are positive things. Okay, number one is that it helps us become more productive. If you actually use it properly, it's gonna simplify the amount of papers or files that you have to check in order to make sure that something is done right. One, the quality. There are two factors, and the knowledge, how much knowledge the AI has to access to, is one of the things that limits the AI to give you sometimes perfect quality, and how skilled you are at using it. Okay, those are the things that are going to determine how good your AI content is going to become. And the advantages, as we all know, it saves you time, helps you get your ideas flow, aids you, and trend detection. Trend detection is so important, because while we may be stuck here in the United States with XYZ news, okay, but you're trying to market somebody in Brazil or somebody in another country, you don't know what's the situation in that country. Guess what? AI can simplify that work, because you're never going to market. And this is one of the biggest mistakes, that if you take something out of this conversation, you can never, ever market people from one state to another. Imagine trying to market the same marketing campaign for somebody outside of the United States. It does not work. It it just doesn't work, because of traditions, things that we see, things that the way that we understand things as people is completely different. I was blessed that I was able to be raised in this culture, but I also have my parents and family members that I see how they were raised, and I understand both cultures. I'm pretty sure the same thing happens to Irina. She was able to now understand how is it here in the United States, while she has all the information from her culture. And you know that we don't see eye to eye on the same things. Everything's completely different for us. And Bruno, have you lived here in the US?
No, my friend. No.
No. Okay. Okay. But I'm pretty sure just from Morocco to the UK is a big difference.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, everything is different. Political systems, the way things are done, rules, culture, everything is different. You know,
Hmm.
religion is different, which affects everything else. AI is not that big of a thing in here. Still, Morocco is like America in the 1960s.
No,
Um,
not that much computers being used.
no, I mean there is there's a lot of cybersecurity in here, and like Morocco has big potential. Let's say um, like they in 2-3 years, I think they're going to be like 60% energy, renewable energy, right? And that can have a big impact on Morocco, because they can actually start selling energy to Europe and other countries, and they can make so much money on it. Because like the biggest natural resource that Morocco has is like 80% phosphate,
Nice.
and that's what they like kind of sell the most. Um, but like the people that are running this country, they're making a great job. Yeah,
Okay,
they're like
that's really good.
they're making
So
like
you,
great, but it's still very underdeveloped in a lot of places. Like Morocco in Africa, right? So like Morocco is the North African country that is the
mhm.
most developed, and I think it's like second or third country in Africa that is well developed. The first one is South Africa. Um, But yeah, I mean, like, yeah, but still, like, there's no comparison. Like comparing Morocco to like comparing Morocco to um to the UK, like, and I know that you didn't compare anything, but I'm saying that, like, comparing it, if somebody actually dares to compare, it's just unfair, because it's just unfair. Yeah. But like for the own for the development that Morocco is having and stuff. In a lot of things, they're still very like old mentality stuff,
Mm-hmm.
but in a lot of technology and stuff, they're growing and growing. They're just growing at their own pace, right? Which is all right.
Well, as long as growing is a good thing. And on the
Yeah.
other part, my main question, since we're working with AI, you mentioned one thing, is not as pronounced or as used in Morocco. In since I have not left the USA in the past 23 years, it just brings
Mhm.
me to think, how is it in other countries? Because
Mhm.
I remember when ChatGPT just started being announced online and people started talking about it. What are those people that knock on your door on Sundays? Uh, Jehovah Witness.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean that.
Yeah, they were doing a lot of marketing for Jehovah Witness until one day I just saw a meme that people were knocking at the door. Have you have you talked to your Lord and Savior ChatGPT today? Because it was everywhere. Now it's not as common as it was a few months ago, because a few months ago was crazy with ChatGPT, but it's tremendous to see how many things you can do now. Mainly for the trends, for social media trends, there's nothing better. I was looking at one company, because we all use funnels, right? The company is Geru. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. Is Geru, and is an AI tool that helps you test your funnels before you even launch and put a lot of money in them. You can test it in their environment. You can tell it, okay, I'm gonna be posting this funnel in Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, whatever, and you tell them how much budget you're gonna be putting. You provide to them roughly how many followers you have on each account, and the system will actually figure out what the issues are on your funnel, and you can fix them and test it again until you have or reach the percentage that you want to reach on it. Isn't that awesome for somebody that doesn't have the tools that big corporations have? Because that's the big difference between a big corporation and a small corporation. A big corporation will just say, how much is the case study? Oh, 100,000, 200,000? Here, do a real case study. But this AI software would actually do a case study virtually and will tell you how much profit you can make. Isn't that crazy? Okay, so in conclusion, right here is, it boils down to two things: application and implementation. On the application is all about the ethical use, the knowledge about the subject, because you can ask ChatGPT something that you may not know, and you just take it because ChatGPT. And then when you post it, it was something completely different, or you look really, really bad in front of everybody. Trend research, as I mentioned, that is so important. I don't know if either of you are using TikTok right now. If you are, using the proper audio on TikTok helps your video get boosted so much.
Mhm.
So go and look for the trending sounds and put it in the
Yeah.
background very dim. It will help boost your information more than writing a bunch of things on it. Concepts. This is a big one. Do you know of anybody, you can raise your hands or not, or that at one point or another you don't know what else to talk about on social media,
Yeah.
right? Isn't that the issue or the curse of all the small businesses? Gets to a point like, oh my god, I don't know what else to say. I ran out of ideas. And it's not like you ran out of ideas. I'm actually doing a work right now for a client, and I'm doing this as a bonus because she's an amazing client. I did the redevelopment of her website, and it's about to be launched in just a couple of weeks. When it's done, I'll go ahead and present it to everybody so you all can see it. But I'm doing what is called internal link building, which for
Mhm.
SEO right now is one of the most important things. You can have an AI tool do it for you, most of it. The issue with it is that it will tell you the most relevant things. You still have to read everything. So yes, it does save you some time, yet you still have to read and double check. But the thing is that when we're doing it, she was noticing that she had a lot more information to create blogs when she was telling me, oh my God, I don't know what else to write. And now she has a boatload of information to write based on the same content that she already has on her website. So that is one thing that you may want to do if you are not aware or are really, really good at using AI. Go through your website, check the topics. You really will find out things. The next thing is strategy. Okay. A lot of small business owners don't know how to strategize their social media approach. Okay. They think that being on every social media and posting on every social media is really going to help them. Up to a point, it will, but afterwards, it's not going to be good. Why? Because if you keep posting information and then you're not following up with the people, then guess what? And that's why right now there are chatbots that you can actually place on social media that can actually auto respond. And then if the system notices that he or she really needs to get somebody's attention, it will reach out to you. So you don't have 20,000 people trying to reach out to you. And the next thing is implementation. Make sure that you use a good research, okay? Don't just go by what ChatGPT says. Sometimes ChatGPT can send you to 404s. Does everybody know what 404s are?
Errors.
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 And why does it do that? Because ChatGPT sometimes reads metadata, and the metadata it's sometimes incorrect. And then you get there and it's a 404 page. So be careful with that one. Then the next one is before implementing anything that ChatGPT or any other social media AI tells you, test the concept. Test it. Make sure that is logical. Like put it in a piece of paper if you have to, and then go ahead and execute. Formalize the strategy, making sure that you couldn't find any other issues, and then execute it. Those are gonna be the main things. In conclusion, the inner writing of AI and social media holds both boons and banes. How we navigate this technological landscape determines its ultimate impact on our lives. So at the end of the day, there's good things and bad things. You cannot escape it. It's gonna be there. Now, at this point, I would like to ask: are there any questions that you have on any AI that you're currently using for either blogs or social media or even SEO? Because right now there's a bunch of AIs for SEO.
What are your favorite prompts to use?
To my favorite prompt for a ChatGPT, I'll tell you right now. There's a company and it's absolutely free, and it's called AIPRM. Let me go ahead and post it. AIPRM. AIPRM. And you can even go ahead and for this one, AIPRM, you can go into the Google extensions, download the extension, and connect it to your ChatGPT. This is my favorite prompt for the only reason that let me show you how it looks like. Let me go ahead and remove this one so you can see it. Okay, present. Okay, so here's how my ChatGPT looks like. These are specific prompts for anything and everything you can imagine. For example, Instagram. Let's see how many Instagram prompts there are. Let me see. Okay, this shows there's a total of 93 prompts just for Instagram. How to create a hook, this for Facebook, calling one social. If it has, look, Instagram content calendar, you just click on it, and then the second that you click on it, it tells you right here exactly what it needs to properly give you the information or the most accurate information. So it's not only the prompt, but also tells you exactly what you need to fill in. You don't need to go. You don't need no longer to go like, "Hello, ChatGPT, you are a professional copywriter." No more. The prompt, just click on it and just fill in the information that it asks. This is one of my favorite ones. What else? Okay. So it seems that for now we're all caught up with this one, and for artificial intelligence, the main thing is that remember there's more than one way to skin a cat, and also remember that ChatGPT 4 is out.
It should be
So
the fourth version, right? Just
no,
say that.
the free one is the 3.5 right now. The 4 is the paid one. It's not expensive; it's like $20 a month.
Yeah.
But believe it or not, you can do a lot with a 3.5. I don't know if any of you use Rank Math for SEO. If you use it, this is one of the few systems that I've seen that it can fool Rank Math really good. So just give me the tools. All right. So now that we have all the information, please let me know if you have any further questions. You can just write to us in the chat or just DM us directly. We're gonna go for our last mini commercial, and after that, we will see you next Thursday. So till next time, goodbye.
Are you ready to meet the most important person in your life? Are you ready to have the date with yourself? How about learning what you're all about and what are your heart desires? For that, I invite you for my interactive workshop, Meet and Greet Your True Self, where you tap into your potential and understand what exactly you would like to create in your life.
Hi, I'm Kara Jean of Taking Care of Business. And what I know and what we do is we support you where you are with what you need. Because if you take care of you, then it's easier to take care of your people, and they're going to take care of your business. If that sounds interesting, come check us out at www.takingcareofbusiness.com.
Do you want to learn how to dance salsa and bachata? Well, now's your chance. We have 2 locations in Lake Worth and Commercial Boulevard in Florida. The first class is complimentary. All you have to do is sign up now.